what's up, YouTube? Now going to be a quick video. Just wanted to give you my thoughts on Andre Ward and his future. All right, just a fan video. This is not about Sergey Kovalev. Okay, this is not about the fight. We're moving on from that. We got bigger fights coming. We got a lot of good fights coming up. You know, at the end of this year, early next year, especially this weekend. All right, we got Walter Lomachenko. I will drop a prediction video for that. And it's time to move on for the fight. Andre Ward, even though I thought Kovalev edged it, you know, I'm a big Ward fan. And this video is just really me give you my thoughts on him. You know, I think for him to win this title, you know, for him to win, you know, these 3 titles against Kovalev, it is big, you know, and I think he's at the peak of his career now. You know, I mean, let's forget about what happened in the Super 6 and everything that happened after. You know, the promotional issues with Goosen, the surgeries, you know, just the ring rust and not being in the ring for so long. We're past that now, all right? He had 3 fights this year. Okay? He beat Sullivan Barrera this year, a fighter that at that time was undefeated, very dangerous, all right? A lot of people, even some people considered that, or some people predicted that Sullivan Barrera was going to beat Andre Ward going into that fight, okay? You know? And he fought Sergey Kovalev, another fighter, though, that is a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter, who I think is still a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter, all right, regardless of the loss, all right? And this is the most momentum he's going to have. He's had, okay? I mean, he could definitely lose his very next fight. We don't know what's going to happen from here on, but right now, it's his time. It's his time. And it's for Andre Ward, we got to keep the fights going. We got to keep it going. We can't go back to fighting 1 time a year. We can't do that, you know, because Andre Ward right now, this is your first fight in Vegas. You know, you did a pay-per-view. It was your first fight in Vegas, okay? All right? It wasn't back in Oakland. I mean, even though Oakland is still close, you know, I mean, you fought in Vegas, you know, and you're under the Rock Nation umbrella. It's time to move on. It's time to explore. It's time to fight here in New York. Fight back in my backyard in Brooklyn. You know, fight in Brooklyn. Maybe not Madison Square Garden yet, but you know, if Carl Frampton is fighting in Brooklyn, if we got Badu Jack and James Aguel headlining in Brooklyn, main event in Brooklyn, then we need to see Andre Ward in New York. Or whatever major city in New York, in the country. We got to see Andre Ward fight there. It's time now. There's no more of that local stuff now. We gotta have to travel now and get more, grow the fan base, you know, because that's the only way people are gonna pay attention. It's not gonna go back to fighting in Oakland, regardless of who he fights. You know, as a fan, I'm gonna tell you, as a fan, I think he should fight Sergey Kovalev. I think it's fair, you know. I think Kovalev has earned. I mean, besides the fact that there's a clause, a rematch clause in the contract, I think Kovalev deserves a rematch. I mean, the fight was that close. It was that close. Regardless of who you thought won, it's not about that. The fight was close, you know. And I think Kovalev definitely deserves a rematch. But as a businessman, as a manager, as Andre Ward himself, if I was him right now, I would fight Adonis Stevenson. I would fight him and become undisputed. You know, become undisputed, because for whatever reason, Kovalev and Stevenson just couldn't get the fight popping, man. They couldn't get it done. I don't know what happened. You know, it seemed at first Stevenson ducked him, and then later on it seemed like Kovalev didn't want the fight, and we never got the fight. The 2 guys one guy's holding 3 titles, the other holding the WBC linear champion, linear title or whatever. So we never got the fight. And what I'm trying to say now is, if either way is good. Either way is good, you know. Trying to become undisputed. You know, fight Adonis Stevenson now. You know, the momentum is there. You just did a pay-per-view. I don't know what the numbers are gonna do, but I really don't care. You know, they really don't care. You know, you fought in Vegas. You know, everyone is talking about you. It was a big fight. A lot of people watched the fight. A lot of casual fans watched the fight. You know, people watched the fight. And your name is buzzing now. We don't have Floyd Mayweather no more. You know, a lot of the stars from back then, they're gone. You know, Miguel Cotto is not the top dog no more. As far as stars, he's not. You know, you got Canelo. You know, I mean, Pacquiao's still hanging around, but yo, it's time to take advantage of it right now. You know, and I think he's a good representative of American boxing. I think he's the best American fighter. You know, regardless of where you have him in the pound for pound list, I think Andre Ward is the best American boxer. That's just my opinion. All right, you don't have to agree with that, but that's just how I see it. And listen, the guy is not a bad guy to represent boxing in this country. You know, the guy is a straightforward guy. You know, he's not getting in trouble with the law. You know, he's a man of God. You know, he's a follower of God. You know, he's a son of God, as he likes to say. Okay, he's a married man. He has a family. Okay, his family is important. He's been with the same trainer all his career. You know, there's no drama. There's nothing going on. You know, outside of everything that happened with Goosen and, you know, the ring rust and the surgery, outside of that, there's no drama with this dude. You know, I think he's a role model. You know, and I spoke on this months ago about Sean Porter and Keith Thurman. You know, I think those guys are role models. So I would like Andre Ward to capitalize off this win. Okay, whether he fights Sergey Kovalev or Adonis Stevenson next, he needs to keep the ball rolling. Keep it going. All right? I think he should fight one of those two. All right? Definitely one of those two. Either one is fine with me. And let's fight in other places, you know, and it doesn't have to be in New York. I would like it to be in New York because it would make sense. You know, if you fought in Vegas, whether you fight in Vegas again or, you know, come to New York. Come to New York. People here want to see you. I want to see you. No, I would pay to see Andre Ward easily. I would travel to see Andre Ward. I just haven't done it, you know. I would have loved to be there in the building for that Kovalev fight. I just couldn't do it. You know, timing was just a little bad for me, but I would have loved to have been at that fight. Okay? But anyway, I'm gonna stop it right there. You know, congrats to him. You know, regardless of, you know, all the controversy, whatever. We get controversial fights all the time. All right, you know, listen, it's just another controversial fight. It was a very close fight. It was a very close fight. And you know, we get fights that, you know, I mean, listen, you know, it happens. It happens, man. It happens. You know, 2 top 5 pound for pound guys, they happen to get into a close fight. You know, and the fans bash him. You know, I mean, there's some fans bashing him. There's some fans that's like, Andre Ward won that fight. You know, it's all love. It's no big deal. That's what makes the sport so good. You know, people could be able to debate on who won that fight, between 2 pound for pound fighters, 2 legendary fighters in the making. All right. All right. That's it. Make sure you subscribe. I'll definitely be dropping that prediction video though on Lomachenko and Lomachenko and Nicholas Walters. All right. And see you guys on the next one.